So I thought last night's win against the Miami Heat was huge, just given the fact that we trailed by 11 going into the second quarter and ended up coming back. But at the same time, the Heat had lost, what, 7 straight games? They're not very good. They're in the play-in tournament, whereas the game before, the Knicks lost to the Warriors, when they went into a zone defense, the Knicks didn't score the entire game. Like, think about that for a second. The Knicks had no answer for an adjustment. And on the other hand, the Knicks don't make very many adjustments. And that's why you saw Josh Hart yelling at Tom Thibodeau. Now, in Tibbs' defense, Hart was, 0 of 7, missed a lot of layups at the basket, isn't the best three-point shooter at 33%. But Tibbs, again, the reason why the Knicks haven't exactly been able to beat the top teams, sure, some of it is because they don't have the most amount of depth, but it's also just because Tibbs does not make any adjustments. So drop coverage, for example, when a team throws out a zone, the Knicks have no answer. That's on the coach to be able to figure out how to beat that. So yes, I am worried about the Knicks, but I'm still hopeful. Now, the majority of why I'm hopeful is because I'm a diehard Knicks fan, and I'm not going to go into a Cavs or a Celtics fan of this team thinking we have no chance. Like, that would make zero sense. At the end of the day, the Knicks have Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns. Both of those guys are going to make the All-NBA team. OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges are playing their best ball of the year. Miles McBride's heating up. Mitchell Robinson looked significantly better last night than he did, of course, over the weekend. So I do have faith in this team, but it's going to come down to just how badly do they want it. I do think the Knicks can run at Boston and Cleveland, and if they were to force a 7 game and even lose, I'd think of that as a success because I'd be going into the year following with more talent, hopefully, and just another year of experience. Like, I'd be feeling pretty good. The Knicks just need to be competitive, but they haven't been. And that's the frustrating thing is the Knicks, they have not beaten the Cavs. They haven't beaten the Thunder. They haven't beaten the Celtics. But the Knicks do play those teams closer than you'd think. So we're going to see the Cavaliers April 2nd, which I get to next month, but it's right around the corner. And then Boston is going to be April 8th, and then Cleveland April 11th. I mean, for all we know, the Knicks could win all 3 of those games, and we could be right back to talking about winning a championship. So who really knows? But the Knicks do need to take care of business. That's going to be San Antonio tomorrow. Funny enough, I do live in Houston, so I'm only a couple hours away from that game. I am moving back to the East Coast next month, though, so I'll have MSG back. I think the thing that I'm most excited about moving back home is that I get MSG. I haven't had that for years, and I miss it. I miss it every single night. I've got League Pass, so sometimes I catch the Knicks home games, but sometimes I don't, of course. But yeah, you look at our team right now, and being 43-24, there's a lot of people who don't believe we have what it takes, like Dorisburg, to be able to beat the top teams in the East, and we haven't given any reason whatsoever to show why anyone should pick us. But I think that's also the best situation to be in, because going up against the Pacers, everyone thought we'd win. We didn't, and yes, that was because of injuries, but still, Philadelphia, nobody thought we'd win that, which sounds stupid because we were the higher seed, but everyone was picking Philadelphia. We won that. Nobody's going to pick us over the Celtics or the Cavs unless it's a Knicks fan. So you have that surprise element. Cleveland, we beat them in the playoffs a couple of years ago. Donovan Mitchell said it himself that was huge for them, man. They want to beat us badly, and they have beat us badly. They've blown us out in the first game we were up double digits, in the fourth, and they came back. But the last time we saw them, it just wasn't close, if I'm being honest, man. It was like a 36-point game or something like that. It was bad. And then we did show competitiveness against the Celtics, of course, fighting back down 25 or whatever, cutting it to 4. We also were up double digits against the Thunder. The Knicks have proven that they can compete with these teams, but they just haven't been able to finish the deal. My thing is just defense, and it's also going to be depth. Now, defensively, the Knicks are not bad, but they're like mid at best. They're mediocre, whereas the Cavs and the Celtics are very good defensively, elite defensively. But the problem is that they're just as good as us offensively. So if you're just as good offensively as us and a significantly better defensive team, how do you win that series? And then what comes into play here is depth. So you've got Brunson, Bridges, Hart, Anunoby, and Karl-Anthony Towns, and then off of the bench, Miles McBride, Precious Achiuwa, Mitchell Robinson, Cameron Payne, Landry Shamet, maybe PJ Tucker eventually if he starts to play. I don't think he will, but and then you just look at like the Celtics and the Cavs. I mean, they're just such deep teams, and that's why they're going to be well rested too. If the Knicks were playing their starters a lot less minutes and they went into the playoffs and they were feeling fresh, I'd give us a pretty good chance. But they're not going to be, right? And that's why you saw Mikal end up calling out Tibbs for playing too many minutes for the starters. Now, Mikal against the Heat played 32 minutes, but we can't really use that as an example because the only reason he did do that was because the Knicks blew out the Heat. I mean, at the end of the third quarter, this game wasn't even a ball game. Golden State, Mikal Bridges in that played 38 minutes. That's actually on the right track though. Still a lot of minutes, right? You look at a normal NBA star. I mean, 38 minutes is a good amount of minutes, but it's not 46, right? It's not 47 minutes like Mikal and Hart. It felt like they'd been playing. Nobody against the Warriors played over 39 minutes, and Hart played 39 minutes too. So even if the Knicks can just keep their starters below 40, which for other teams they'd be like, oh my God, like you guys just want to be below 40, but that's where we're at to this point. So I like, again, what's going on. The one thing I would like to see though is the rest of the year just giving these starters as much rest as possible. I get that I'm just a fan. I'm a bystander. I'm not there, and I know they want to play. They want to win. But San Antonio, Charlotte, Washington, and Dallas, like, to be honest with you guys, if we lost all 4 of those games, I really wouldn't care that much, assuming that the starters are just getting a rest and just keeping fresh and being ready for the playoffs. Because if we lose in the playoffs, that's cool. But losing in the playoffs because like guys are injured again, that just cannot happen. Like the Knicks need to be healthy. They need to at least have a chance. So yeah, hopefully the Knicks do win those games, but they don't have to play their guys over 40 minutes because it's just kind of inexcusable to me to play your starters over 40 minutes, really in general in the regular season, but especially against bottom feeder teams that aren't even going to make the play-in tournament. Dallas, I think, might make it. AD coming back. San Antonio, I don't know where they're at to this point. They've lost like everyone. Yeah, they're not making the play-in. 28 and 39. That's not going to happen. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Last night, unfortunately, my audio got messed up. For those of you that care, which a lot of people did, which makes sense, what happened was I made a video for the first time in my other side of my apartment in like 5 months. So I've got my bedroom, which is the router's in, and then I have a 2-bedroom. So the other bedroom across the apartment, it's a pretty big apartment. Shout out to Knicks Dailies fans for that, for the support. But yeah, I was so far away from the router that it just started glitching. So that's why you're not seeing a face cam. So either we're going to get my phone or you're just going to get non-face cam. I don't really think anyone cares about the face cam, so I don't know if I'll continue to do that, maybe like here and there. But yeah, just wanted to get you guys a video since I messed up the audio. The support, I mean, to be honest with you guys, like I'm not really blaming anyone. No Brunson. We haven't been playing the best basketball, like 3 losses in a row and then winning 2 against bad teams and then losing to the Warriors, beating the Heat. So like Knicks fans aren't really fully engaged. But it's not just about the average Knicks fan. We're looking at the biggest Knicks fans, right? Knicks fans that are keeping up with the team every single day, every single night, watching all the games. I've only missed 1 game this year, I believe. So I'm on top of things. Normally I don't miss a game. I went like 4 years in a row without missing a game one point. I did miss a game recently, but wow, I did see the Kings, Blazers, Warriors, and Heat game, so I'm on track after that. Did not see the Friday night game against the Clippers. I didn't think we'd win that off of a back-to-back, and I just had plans. So, but yeah, guys, Knicks Daily, man, I'm about to sign out here. Smash the like button, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, boys. Peace.